So Genshin Impact version 4.2 is coming in just over 6 weeks, and on the rise is one thing. What will the Hydro Archon do? I am very excited for Furina's release, not because I like her as a character, but for how she can shake up the current meta. The Archons normally add a variety of meta teams, and maybe this will ignite my love for team building again. In all honesty, I just want to use my C3 Dehya to her full capacity, you know? The Archons are definitely all great units, even at C0. They are basically released with the intended purpose to work with any and all units. Venti with his immense crowd control, Zhongli shielding anyone, Raiden boosting burst damage, recharging energy, and constant electro application, and Nahida with the massive EM buff, constant dendro application to boot, and on top of that, both Raiden and Nahida can be solid on field. Talk about Archon power creep. Now, with that in mind, we can speculate what Furina may do following some trends. Besides the ones I just mentioned, we can take a look at the most cursed update in Genshin Impact, version X.5. With every 0.5 update in Genshin, there is a ton of speculation that occurs. They hold off the release of a character for so long and then boom, they're here. And they lack any proper synergy with the current units in the game, leaving many saying, this unit is fundamentally broken. In a bad way. Let's examine how the Archons have affected each 0.5 character. Firstly, Eula, who appeared out of nowhere in version 1.5. I cannot with good intention say that she is without flaws, because she is. She is one of the characters that I've wanted for such a long time, and I finally got her about 2 updates ago, and she is not good. I love Eula, still use her, but she is not a great unit. To clear Abyss with her, I have to really try hard, and I couldn't imagine using Eula without the first Archon on our list, Raiden A. Eula greatly benefits from this Archon's release, with constant electro application, increased burst damage for Eula's big ol' nuke. She is the perfect teammate for Eula and fixes almost all of her problems. So thus begins the trend of releasing Archons to fix the 0.5 characters, although the Archons are fully integrated into the meta for all characters. Raiden fixed Eula, and our next candidate is Yae Miko. Let's first examine why Yae Miko is flawed. Never mind, we can save that for another video, but long story short, random ass EM scaling on her elemental skill was a major point here. With the way she's set up, EM does little for her. I mean, yeah, it helps with her reactions, but before Dendro, none of these reactions really did a whole lot of damage. It made no sense in the time why this was the case, but it appears that it was for one reason, the next Archon, Nahida. Nahida and Dendro changed everything about EM scaling on Electro characters. It is now very beneficial for Electro characters. Yae Miko feels much better in Dendro teams and can almost stand alone with Nahida, of course. You still want to throw an official for any aggregate team, but another Archon saves the day for a 0.5 character. Next, we have Dehya, and boy, we really set the bar low, huh? My Dehya, I saved so much Primo Gems over multiple patches for waifu over meta concept, and I made her meta by investing tens of thousands of Primo Gems into her and her weapon. Luckily, I won every single 50-50 to get her, but you know, that's cool. She feels like a C0 character at C2, and that's just sad. I would never recommend using a C0 Dehya because it's just absolutely unbearable. I went for C3 to boost her burst damage, and I am satisfied with that, but at the end of the day, a C3 Raiden is doing 2 to 5 times more damage than her. The issue here is the lack of Hydro applicators that work in sync with her, and any character for that matter. We all know that Vape is the premier reaction for Pyro DPS, always has been. Dehya and Mona do work together, but the more you use them, the more frustrating it is. You can't use Kazuha's burst with it, or you end up not vaping everything. It requires Kazuha and Bennett to be on the team, and Mona's Omen doesn't have the best elemental application because it's just static and stays there. It's a mess using it in every situation, but when it does work, boy, Dehya ends up slapping, even though she's C3. Dehya is also missing any payoff from her quirk, the taking of damage. Her artifact set slightly alleviates this, but it's still very much flawed. She takes damage, and in return, she gets nothing. Not even a single constellation changes that. So with Eula, we see that she suffered from energy issues and constant electro application to keep up with the burst. Then we get Raiden, issues somewhat fixed. Then we have Yaimiko, who is encouraged to use a bit of EM to scale with her elemental skill, and then Nahida shows up and boom! Yaimiko is kinda sorta okay-ish in the meta now. And then we have Dehya, who is flawed because she lacks a proper support to apply Hydro, and her damage mitigation doesn't have a singular payoff. She has HP scaling for a Pyro character, and that scaling is kinda skewed as well. Will Furina come in and fix all of Dehya's issues? So let's go into what I expect from Furina's kit. All of the Archons have seamless off-field elemental skill applications. Well, Venti with his burst, but he was the first Archon after all. And Furina won't be an exception here. She should have seamless off-field Hydro application with no restrictions, whether it's coordinated attacks or automated attacks from some summonable creature. She will also cause your HP to fluctuate, and I'm 99% sure she will heal you some way or another, since she is the Archon of Hydro. In addition, with each Fontaine character, they come with some gimmick that ensures HP to fluctuate, as I just mentioned. Something Dehya does as well. I'm thinking she will have some mechanic to boost damage based on the amount of HP lost or gained, and it's probably going to be tied to her burst. Something like that. What would be a better choice for Hoya Burst is to make her into a Hydro Bennett, giving massive boost to HP when she uses her burst. I think that is too targeted for Archon because they're supposed to work with almost every unit, so that's probably unlikely. Maybe she can do both. I am super excited for Furina to be released and Dehya to rise from the ashes. At the end of the day, every Pyro main carry will be buffed from this, but Dehya won't be as restricted as she was before. She may even be able to keep up. I can't wait for the next update to drop and reveal more information about her kit. If you made it this far, please like this video. It helps way more than you think to push this video in the algorithm. I really appreciate you all as I'm nearing 1,700 subscribers. I am working on quite a few fun things as well, so stay tuned and make sure to subscribe to stay updated. Until next time, Enigma out.